Yo, congrats to all homies that joined our new video, and today we're gonna have a hit. So, 7 years after the release of the original game, the horrific Five Nights at Freddy, we call it FNAF, Sega is already hosting the 8th title in its main series, with the security branch. The opportunity for the franchise to bring something new, this time allowing players to explore a huge complex to escape evil animatronics. But beyond deepening the universe of FNAF, the security branch succeeds above all being a good survival horror. Like Amnesia, Five Nights at Freddy is a franchise that owns much of succeeds to famous YouTubers who have produced numerous videos around the various games in the saga. And for good reasons, they are entertaining games to watch because they rely a lot on the jump scares, a technique which suddenly makes a frightening element appear on the screen, accompanied by an often very loud noise, a screamer. This is a very simple but effective string for the horrific works because it necessarily triggers a reaction from the spectator, the player. Unfortunately, more than frightening, the spring is all about started, which can end up being annoying with use. Thus, the first FNAF games were allegedly based on the jump scares, since we embody a night watchman whose mission is to monitor the animatronics that is so save robots that we control remotely, which were often used in cinema before democratization of digital effects. For example, this is what made the Jurassic Park movies so successful in 90s, since many dinosaurs were in fact animatronics, which made them look realistic. Unfortunately, in FNAF, the animatronics take the form of anthropomorphic animals that seek to kill you, and you are in effect real stars in the saga. In order to survive, since you cannot move around, you must contain monitor cameras and close doors to prevent them from reaching you while managing the building electricity. A new successful formula. Five Nights at Freddy's security branch, the horror for Christmas. After 7 games without being able to take off of your chair, Five Nights at Freddy's secure branch into a bit of novelty to franchise, since this time you have to move in a huge complex to escape these evil animatronics. To be a little more precise, the action of the games take place within Freddy Fazbear Pizzaplex, a huge complex dedicated to a group of animatronic glamrock made up of Roxy the wolf with the guitar, Chica and the hen, and Monty the alligator on the guitar, was especially Freddy the bear on vocals. While the triple is playing this usual show, a bug puts Freddy off the service, which forces the organizers to abruptly interrupt the concepts to do maintenance on the robots. This is the main context that we will play a young boy named Gregory, who finds himself standing in the complex all alone without his parents. Lost, he takes refuge in the lodge of Freddy, who seems to be only an animatronic, not have to be corrupted by a strange dysfunction. Actively wanted by the Guardian and the other animatronics, Gregory would try out get out the building as empty as possible with the help of the Freddy. But at night, strange things happen at Freddy Fazbear Pizzaplex, and Gregory will discover many secrets he never imagined. To escape the players is therefore a way to explore the complex in the search of passages and the other badges that allow new areas to be unlocked, always with the aim of getting closer to the exit. All the action takes place in the first person, and we are obviously led to cross the path of the evil animatronics during our peregrinations. If they eventually catch up to you, it's game over after jump scare animation. There was the same for all of your purposes. To escape them, fleeing is not always a good solution, because of its stamina gauge, your character cannot constantly sprint and can be caught quite easily. Fortunately, the title offers different options for escaping. First of all, it is impossible to consult the surveillance cameras around you at any time thanks to Gregory's watch. But if you get spotted, you have several options like hiding in the elements of the scenery like Outlast, distracting your enemies by making noises and hiding in Freddy's chest if he is accompanying to you. Once inside, you then become invisible for those who pursue. Presented as one of the strong arguments of the title, it must be recognized that Freddy is not only rarely by your side, and this battery drains far too quickly for him to be really useful. Unfortunately, as we go along, some bugs and other tricks used by the developers end up breaking the horrific atmosphere in title. To give a concentrated example, know that apart from the Guardian and the animatronics, you will cross the road of maintenance of survival surveillance robots which can indicate your position if they spot you. And it's at this moment that one of the big problems of the game appears. Quickly we realize that being spotted by one of these robots has the consequences of automatically making one of the animatronics appear in your back a few meters behind you, and this is true even if you have seen one before long in front of us. As soon as you point out, one of these creatures will be systematically teleported behind your back, much like police in Cyberpunk 2077 for example. Once we realize this trick used by the developers, the animation takes a hell of a breathing and fear disappears suddenly. This terrifying side that experience seeks to provide also loses a lot in effectiveness when you have to repeat the same passage several times because of lack of explanations, or worse, because of the bugs. In the playpen sequences, for example, it is impossible that the animatronics chasing you will pass through the walls you reached due to collision issues. After several tries, these moments end up being more frustrating than frightening. You could even say that sometimes annoying when you see some animation several times in a row which your enemies yet out as soon as you catch you, especially since it's the game same for everyone. Finally, we can also say that the artificial intelligence of robots is very permissive, which means that we often tend to run next to them, avoiding their field of vision without too much worry. But by some of these details, the horrific aspects of the experience lose more and more effectiveness, while the title is already not particularly scary compared to Amnesia or Outlast, to quote its direct competitions. Five Nights at Freddy. These flaws are particularly regrettable because Security Breach needs success in addition to offering many original sequences that come out of the routine. If people forget the bugs, the play park phase is quite effective since it asks us to rely generation in dark by climbing slides while being chased by terrifying creatures. The same goes for the exploration of the maintains, which requires constantly keeping at the eye of the robots that only move forward when your back is turned. They are even more that direct referred to the first games of the saga, during which we are locked in the office with the animatronics seek to enter capture us. Okay, thank you for watching. Don't forget you guys to comment and subscribe. Peace.